The modern morning is a battlefield. It begins with the jarring blare of an alarm, followed by a frantic rush to ready ourselves for work. We operate under a cultural myth that we must fuel up for this daily war, consuming massive amounts of refined carbohydrates and immediate, high-dose caffeine in the form of processed cereals. This initial surge of energy rarely lasts. By 10:30 a.m., that readiness gives way to mental fog, irritability, and profound fatigue. When you consume refined carbohydrates, your body rapidly converts them into glucose, causing a steep, unnatural blood sugar spike. In response, massive amounts of insulin are secreted. This insulin surge is so large that your blood sugar plummets violently below your starting baseline. This rapid drop, reactive hypoglycemia, is the physiological driver behind mid-morning exhaustion. Sensing a sudden drop in fuel, your brain triggers intense cravings for fast-acting sugars to force glucose back into the system. While your blood sugar crashes, your fat-burning pathways freeze. As long as insulin remains elevated, your body is biologically barred from accessing stored body fat. Because this long-burning energy reserve is locked down, you become entirely dependent on short-term sugar inputs just to keep moving. There is an alternative, practiced along the coasts of the Mediterranean. These mornings are defined by a physiological calm and a culinary tradition that favors savory proteins and healthy fats. This promotes the evolutionary capacity to switch fuel sources based on availability, oxidizing fatty acids when carbohydrates are low and shifting back to glucose when consumed. This is metabolic flexibility. Mediterranean cultures have long guarded the first hour of the day against the intrusion of acute stress, a concept embodied in the Italian phrase, il dolce far niente, or the sweetness of doing nothing. In a healthy body, waking is driven by a natural surge of cortisol called the cortisol awakening response, which mobilizes energy reserves to help you rise and seek out the day. In the Western routine, we layer immediate caffeine and the psychological stress of checking emails directly on top of this natural cortisol peak. This creates a hypercortisolemic state that stimulates the liver to dump stored glucose into the blood. Even without eating, your body is swimming in a cocktail of high cortisol and high insulin. The first actionable fix is to delay caffeine intake for 60 to 90 minutes, allowing your natural waking mechanics to operate without shocking the system into a fat-storing posture. The second fix is immediate exposure to natural morning light. This signals the brain's master circadian clock to suppress melatonin production and sets a hard countdown timer for the timing and quality of your nighttime sleep. By keeping morning stress low and setting a circadian clock, you preserve your insulin sensitivity for the entire day. While the standard Western breakfast is a celebration of sugar and refined starch, the traditional Mediterranean morning focuses on healthy fats and savory proteins like eggs, cheeses, tomatoes, and greens. Because there is no dramatic sugar influx, your blood glucose levels trace a gentle, flat line. Your pancreas releases only a minimal amount of insulin, allowing your cells to continue oxidizing fatty acids for fuel. The foundational superfood of this routine is high polyphenol extra virgin olive oil, which is often drizzled raw over the morning meal. Olive oil is rich in oleic acid, a signaling molecule that binds to a nuclear receptor protein called PPAR-alpha. This interaction directly upregulates the expression of genes involved in fatty acid transport and beta oxidation, signaling the body to utilize its own stored energy reserves. By beginning your day with fats and proteins instead of sugar, you bypass mid-morning hunger. Your body is successfully fueling itself from the inside out. Western fitness often follows a gym-then-sit pattern, 1 hour of intense exercise followed by 10 hours of complete stillness. This causes skeletal muscles to drop into a state of metabolic hibernation, where insulin sensitivity stalls. The Mediterranean alternative is continuous, low-intensity functional movement, specifically the morning passeggiata, a light 10 to 15-minute walk taken shortly after eating. When muscles contract during a walk, they require immediate energy. Skeletal muscle cells deploy glucose transporter proteins called GLUT4 to their cell membranes. Crucially, this occurs independently of insulin. Muscles pull glucose directly from your bloodstream without the pancreas secreting additional hormones. This simple morning walk mechanically clears sugar from the blood before it has a chance to be converted into fat, shattering the daily cycle of rapid sugar spikes and reactive energy crashes. While extreme intermittent fasting is popular, pushing through a high-stress, caffeinated morning without food often backfires. It sends cortisol levels high, causing the liver to dump glucose anyway, and often leading to overeating later in the day. The Mediterranean approach works through consistent biological predictability. Providing clean, low-insulin fuel at a predictable time lowers the body's perceived threat level and stabilizes your hormonal axes. Consistency in this routine leads to long-term adaptation. Your cells synthesize more mitochondria to handle fatty acid fuel, and your baseline fasting insulin levels naturally drop. Metabolic health is not built through a state of high-stress deprivation, but by nurturing the body into flexibility through steady, biology-aligned routines. Building a resilient metabolism does not require moving to an Italian island. You can build this metabolic oasis exactly where you are today. Delay your caffeine for an hour, replace sweet breakfasts with savory ones, and anchor with a 10-minute walk. By aligning your morning rituals with your biology, you step away from the cycle of cravings and energy crashes and into a life of steady, sustained energy. To learn more about adopting a healthy lifestyle through fitness and freshness, subscribe to the Reluctant Low Carb Life podcast. Hit the YouTube subscribe button below and read our full blog post in the description.